gentlemen, boys and girls. So today we are going to go do a review of the 25 TP KRUST II. I call it the Krusty 2. It's KSUST. I guess it'd be pronounced KSUST 2, but we'll just call it 25 TP. Going to tell you right now because I'll forget. When you see the post-game stats, you are barely going to be able to hear me. Somebody had said, a buddy of mine said that the microphone was too loud. I literally turned it down like 3 or 4 notches, and then it sounds like I'm whispering. So yeah, I apologize about that, but I did not want to erase it and throw it to the side because, so I'm trying to adjust it with my hands. So if it sounds good, let me know in the post or down below. If it sounds crappy still, just shoot me a message or whatever and just say, hey, it needs to be adjusted a little more. I think it's at the optimal positioning and sound level right now, but I mean, literally, I think I turned it down like 4 notches and you couldn't even hear it. You can barely hear me. So post-game stats kind of suck because you can't really hear me, but I just wanted to show you that at least you can see what damage it did to what and all that other good stuff. So anyways, you will see the first match in this, and what do I think of it? I love it. Love it, love it, love it. It sounds kind of funny. Out of all the new tanks that just came out in this tech tree, I think this one was the one I was most excited about. After I looked at the stats, I'm like, wow, for a tier 5, that thing is going to be a little beast. And it is. You probably won't be able to hear this in the post-game stats because I kind of ramble on, but it was so low that you probably won't be able to hear it, so I'm going to go over it again. I really think, and I hope, what Wargaming did was an oversight on somebody, because if they didn't, then basically it was a money gouge on this tech tree. When you do Russian tank, tech tree, German, Chinese, pretty much any of the other ones, as you start out, radios, tracks, guns, engines are all shared with other tanks in the tech tree. So, let's say you're in a tier 2, you buy the fully upgraded engine. You won't have to buy it for maybe the tier 4 or the tier 5 too. And then you buy the tier 6 tank and you upgrade the track and the engine and the radio. And then a lot of times it'll work on the tier 7 and 8 and maybe even the 9. So on this tech tree, yeah, it didn't happen. Like I said, hope it was an oversight on Wargaming's part, but I really feel it was a money gouge. I thought I had enough to get all the way to the tier 10. But after I started researching, starting at tier 1, obviously tier 1, the only thing you gotta upgrade is the gun. But once I hit tier 2, I'm like, are you flipping kidding me? You actually have to buy the track, engine, radio for every tank except for the tier 10 because it's fully upgraded when you get that one. But from tier 2 all the way to tier 9, you have to buy the tracks, the engine, and a radio for every tank. They don't share any of them. And so I ended up being 120 some thousand experience short because of that, which I think is a line of bullshit. I mean, this tech tree basically never really existed. It's all really paper tanks. I mean, they talked about how, oh, well, this one tank, they didn't have any, it was designed, they did sketching on a notebook or a piece of paper. So Wargaming could have very easily had all these engines, tracks, and radios on every one of these tanks, at least shared some of them. Some of them. I mean, and you'll see, when I get up to tier 8, it takes a tier 9 radio in the tier 8 tank, which you upgrade. Then you go to the tier 9. Well, guess what? The tier 9 has a tier 9 radio in it, and you gotta buy that one too. And I think that's a bunch of bullshit. I mean, that is pretty fucking low to do to your customer base to, knowing that if they want to get that tech tree researched right away, what do? Well, exactly what I did. Bingo, go buy gold. And then I convert my gold. And then, because free experience obviously ain't free. So they're making money off that. And I honestly think, which I think is a shitty thing to do to your player base, did it on purpose. Because not only do you have to upgrade your track, engine, radio, well, what else do you have to upgrade? Your turret and gun. None of the guns are shared, if I remember right, either. They're all different. All different nomenclatures, even though this is a Tier 3 tank, Tier 4 gun. If you look at it, it's a 38 STRV. Let's go to the Tier 4. Nope, different gun. Nope, different gun. Nope, different gun. See, I mean, I think that's a bunch of crap. That is just so freaking wrong to do to your player base. I already had this stuff researched because I went through it to get to the next tank. Because, you don't have to research this stuff, but you have to do this turret, this gun, and then you can research that tank. And I wanted the 25 TP. Well, I wanted them all. So then I get this one. I had to research all these, this turret, and this gun to be able to do the 40 TP. And then obviously I wanted the upgraded gun on it, so I had to get that, and the radio, and the engine, and the track. They did not share any of the parts. Same with the 40 TP, the Tier 6. I had to do this gun, this turret, this gun, just to get to the tank. Because none of the guns, turrets, radio, engine, or tracks were shared on any of them. That's like a kick in the balls. See here, look. I didn't research this one all the way, just the turret, gun, to get to the Tier 8. And I'll eventually do the research on these to buy the whole line because I own, all the tanks. But I think that is just a kick right in the nuts to do to your player base to basically gouge for more money. That's a crappy thing to do. I mean, I really love this game. And for them to do that, I mean, I should have easily had enough to get to the Tier 10. Matter of fact, I texted my son yesterday. I said, hey, have you tried that Tier 8 yet? No, I haven't. I said, well, go ahead. Pop on my account, give it a run. Try it out, see how you like it. And I said, yeah, tomorrow I'll have the Tier 9 and 10. Because I didn't look at it or pay attention that I still had to get the track, engine, radio, turret, and gun for all the tanks to get up the line to be able to get the Tier 9. So here's the 8. I had to buy the same thing, track, engine, radio, this turret, this gun, and this gun. And when you're looking at these guns, you're looking at 46,000 experience, 22,500 experience, 16,500 experience. The radio, 7,300. It's funny, it's the same price. This is the one I was telling you about. So you get a Tier 9 radio, but here, look at this. Track, 17,500. Engine, 26,000. Tier 9 radio. Okay, it's a Tier 9 radio and a Tier 8 tank. Now look at this, Tier 9 radio. I go to the Tier 9. I had to re-research this Tier 9 radio because it's not the same flippin' radio. It's not shared by, see, this is a R113P. Tier 9 radio. Go to the Tier 9. Oh no. Wait, is that the same radio? R113P. Oh, now I'm going to feel like a jackass. 113. So, why did... That makes no sense, because I had to research the radio on this one too, I think. Well, I might be wrong on that radio for that, but I'm pretty sure W12-5P. So yeah, the engine. So I might have been wrong on that particular radio. 53 TP, Minowski 2. 50 TP, this is a different track too, Tyzaraska. I think that was different, Tyraska or whatever. Yeah, so different tracks. So, like I said, that might have been one of the only things that I didn't have to buy for the Tier 9 then. I really, honest to God, thought I had to buy the radio too. Let's see, R113P, because I remember it was, I'm almost positive, and I already, yeah, I got off, shit. I was going to say I could look back and look, but I'm almost positive I had to buy the damn radio for this too. Maybe I was mistaken on that radio. That's it. So, I'm sorry. One radio between the Tier 8 and Tier 9 were shared. But everything else, as you could see, you had to buy the track, engine, and radio for every tank. And that is just a shitty thing to do to your player base if they did it on purpose, which I kind of really feel like they did. That's just a money gouge. And that just really, it's like spitting in somebody's face or slapping them. I mean, really, because So now I've got 73,151 experience left out of the 186,850 I need. So now, I should have had enough, but being that I had to buy tracks, engines, and radios for every tank except for the Tier 9, obviously, it must have shared the radio, but everything else. Plus, you got to get the turret and the gun. Um, that's just a crappy thing to really do to your player base. I really, really, really hope that was just an oversight on their part, but like I said, I don't think it was. So, anyways, I had one match in this, and you're going to see it. No, it's not going to show it. Well, that's my overall win rate for 8 games, 3,025. Oh wait, it'll show it here, won't it? No, just it ended up being it was a 5,000 something WN8. My ping was so bad, I've got to take 3 or 4 replays and basically glue them together to get you this replay. And you're going to see my ping was right around 5, 6, 8, 999. And at a couple points, the tank froze and wouldn't move. I had to, shut the game down real quick, start the game back over, get back in the tank. So, yeah, I was very shocked, basically, that I was able to do as good as I did in this match. But let's go ahead and go over this tank real quick, and this time you'll be able to hear me since I turned the mic back up. The gun on this, I really like it. I like everything about this tank. I really do. And for me to say that about any tank, there's very few that I really like everything about. Well, let me take that back. Like I said, the only thing that I really didn't like too much was the aim time. It is kind of long. Not so bad that you're like, oh my god, I'm never gonna aim, but it's a long aim time. But anyway, so let's go over the gun real quick. And so rate of fire on the stock is 12. Standard pen 135, 175 for your premium. You do get APCR, which is 2 thumbs up there, and 38 for your HE. 135 standard, or excuse me, average pen, or average damage for your premium in your standard round, and 175 average damage for your HE. 1620 average damage per minute. 0.38 dispersion and 2.5 aim time. So it does have a lengthy aim time. My rate of fire is 13.91 rounds a minute. My reload is 4.31 seconds. Turret traverse, phenomenal, 51.11. Traverse speed for the hull, 43.81, phenomenal. I mean, I just love everything about this tank, and that's why I think I was so excited about it. Negative 10 gun depression, awesome. Positive 10 elevation. Aim time, a little bit, not super bad, but 2.18. Anything that, you're over 2 seconds, that's kind of a lengthy aim time. I mean, some of them got, 3, 4 seconds, so, 2.18 isn't super bad, but that was really the only thing about the whole tank. And it didn't, it wasn't make or break because of that. Dispersion's not the best, 0.36, but as your crew gets better, that number can get better, and you might change yours up a little bit and use vents, which will bring it down. I went with a gun rammer, gun lane drive, and coated optics, and I went with coated optics because the V-range stock was like 280 or something. It was really bad, and that's like all of them were like that. Yeah, so you're probably gonna end up getting coated optics for almost all these tanks. But anyways, my average damage per minute is 1877, so almost 2,000 or 1,900, close to 2,000 on a tier 5. That is awesome. 450 hit points. If you're top tier, it's not bad. But if you're bottom tier and you get hit by a T29 or something like that, basically 2 shots and you're dead. Or a shot from a T29 will leave you with a couple hit points and something else can finish you off. So if you're bottom tier, make sure you stay in the back and just support your, your higher tiered stuff. Don't go out there trying to be a hero because you'll be a dead hero. I mean, you do, even if you try to go out and scout for your team, like I got my vision up to 387. That's still not phenomenal. So, I mean, you can try and scout for your team, but it's probably not going to work out too well with the bad view range on it. Armor on this, if you're top tier, pretty darn good. 45 in the hull in the front, 80 in the turret. On the side, you got 40 on the hull, 50 on the turret, and in the rear, you got 35 in the hull, 45 in the turret. And the hull has very nice slope in the back, so if you're top tier and you're getting shot by autoloaders, even their premium rounds are going to have trouble going through you on the hull. Just due to the fact that, look at that slope. I mean, it's phenomenal. And especially if they're shooting at you at, let's say, 200 meters away or more, yeah, they're not going to pen you. And you'll see that in the replay. I bounced a lot of rounds, if I remember right. In between trying to get the game shut down and get back in the game, it was bad. Oh, it was bad. Um, Mobility is awesome. 26.73 ton. Not too bad. You can smash into some light tanks, but don't be. I would watch it on the medium tanks because it's a lighter medium tank. Engine power is 500 horsepower. It does have a big silhouette too, so it's not a tiny tank by any means. Artie will have a hard time hitting you because it does book right along. Your specific power to weight is 18.71, which is awesome. Top speed is 56 and 4, 20 in reverse. Awesome. Concealment, 13.13. Awesome. View range, doable. If you're top tier, if you're bottom tier, well, like I said, I wouldn't try going out and being a scout in this too much because in this match you'll see me say, hey guys, I'm going to go scout, let me be the eyes, let me go, because I couldn't aim. I mean, literally I had to use freaking auto aim basically. You'll hear me using auto aim quite a bit because with my ping being so bad, you've got such a delay of 4 or 5 seconds there. I know it doesn't sound like a lot, but that's the difference between a tank popping up over a hill, shooting and backing down. By the time I see him up here. I'm like, cool, I shoot, and he's actually already down here. So I said, I'll go light, and it was a good thing I did go light, but I ended up killing the artillery and one or two of the other tanks towards the end. So it was a good thing. I led the charge anyways, and I had very few hit points left. Yeah, so signal range is only 387, and your view range, 387, and your signal range is 430. So anyways, if you want to hold on, I will have some replays for you. A replay for you. So I will be right back, and you'll see the first replay I had in this. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. So here we are in Westfield in the 25 TP, my first match. And if you look up to your top left of the screen where it says ping 424, oh, it only gets worse.